Morning. What tickers are we looking at today? We're looking at tech right now. Got a little positive movement. I don't blame you if you are. So I got the weekly here. Let me switch this up. Switch up to the daily. Looking at Apple. Apple's looking relatively strong. I won't say positively strong, but relatively for sure. Let me get some tickers, guys. There are a couple sectors that I like right now. Coal, natural gas, nice. Luxury goods, telecom, specifically communication devices. So companies that manufacture and sell communication devices are looking strong. So if you know any names there, let me know. One is Netgear, as an example. If you just kind of give you an example so you can find others. But yeah, this is the pre-show, guys. Give me some tickers. Joel, good to have you again. Miles, as always, pleasure. Happy Tuesday. Just going to look at QQQ. See what's going on. See if we got any bull traps. MACD going down, baby. Going down. Below the 50. If you want to know where I start getting bullish again, Roger says, how is Spotify? Let's look at Spot in 1 sec. I just want to talk about tech because we're getting some pre-market movement. So this is probably kind of hard for you guys to see. Well, you guys can pretty much see it. Let me full screen this bad lad. NMM. Yes, Joel, we shall talk about NMM. I have another high tight flag to talk about. I thought I mixed up the earnings on NMM. I feel like I think they are not totally confirmed on the earnings. I thought they were going to be last night. They might be this morning. Not sure. Or they could be like next week. It's one of those stocks where the earnings are just not confirmed and they're just going to keep moving them around on us. But you can see that QQQ is bounced back up almost to the height of our real body on yesterday's super red candle. So we're right about here, which is taking us back up to our aggressive neckline for the reversal pattern. So it's kind of interesting. And what I'll say about this is I will feel really good about tech if we cross the 50-day. If we cross, this blue line here is my 50-day moving average. It's just day because I'm looking at a day chart. It would be week if I was on a week chart. But if we cross that 50-day, ooh, baby. If that happens, I'm going to be convinced that the markets are immortal, that we have actually entered a new era of the behavior of markets because the market structure has changed so fundamentally, which it has. Market structure, when I'm talking about it, is who are the entities that are buying and selling stocks. There are more retail investors and traders in the stock market than ever before. The landscape has changed so much that, I mean, I don't think it's too crazy to say this isn't the market from 20 years ago. This isn't the market from 50 years ago. So some of the adages that you hear from, like Peter Lynch and like the big fund managers that have really taught us how to look at markets, maybe some of them don't apply anymore, and we're in a new era. So what I'm looking for, just for folks that are just joining in, hello, welcome. thank you for joining, is I'm looking at QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. I just want to see tech pass the 50-day moving average. That's going to be a meaningful move for me. A lot of this other stuff is still, I mean, if you're just bouncing up like this, it's just going to look like little bull traps on a downward trend, right? Okay. Yes. Shout out to the oil stocks. What's up, Hunter? All right. So I got someone that wanted to look at Spotify. No problem. Let's do it. So Spotify, similar case. Look at. So Spotify had this period of consolidation, which I'll use a parallel tool for. Whoops. What the heck? Am I doing this right? Yeah, I am. I'm just stupid. And I want to extend this back. It's kind of trading in this range, right? In consolidation station. And kudos to you if you recognize this for what it was, which was a nice bull flag, right? And got in for this monster breakout, not even following earnings. I'm not sure if there was a catalyst there. It doesn't matter. You broke out above this trading range that we were in for some time. So now where are we? Well, look, we did all of this work to break out above this resistance. So let's just go ahead and draw that. I'll draw it on the upper resistance here on the top of this wick. The colors don't mean anything, guys, on my lines. I was thinking about this morning. We can look at Bitcoin, Ethereum. We can look at cryptocurrency for sure. Absolutely, guys. I don't have much. I don't have like a plan for today. So you guys go ahead and guide me. The only thing that I want to know from you guys is who has the most badass ponytail in the stock world whatsoever. Stock, crypto, in trading, investing in general. Because I want to know whose ass I need to take down. Okay. Because that's what this is. This is my flag in the ground. And I'm growing this luscious situation out because I want to find the biggest, baddest ponytail and I'm going to defeat it. All right. And it's going to own the space. All right. So we're getting along pretty well. So I just need to know. You guys got to help me. Whose ass do I need to take down in the ponytail game? At any rate, so you can see with Spotify, this was resistance for a while, and we broke out with a super strong candle, and it became support, as resistance does. Yeah, Ross, I was waiting for someone to say it. He's too nice. Ross is too nice. He's hiding something in that ponytail. All right. So what you can see with Spotify is that this former resistance is now serving, or was serving, as support. Bouncy. And then we broke down past it, and we're right back in what I'm going to pull up another tool now, but I'm going to tell you right now, the middle range for this channel is what we would call the point of control. This is where the buyers and sellers have the most activity. So I'm going to turn on my volume profile tool, which I actually don't have much time here in the pre-show. Look at that. No, Laurent, I love it. Keep him. Willie Nelson. We'll throw Willie Nelson in the mix. I bet you he owns a couple pot stocks, right? I think he owns either a private or public, or he's maybe an investor in a cannabis company. He counts. If we can put together a list, I want to rank them from S tier down to D tier. All right. So I need to know my targets, guys. I got to know what I'm working with. But we're looking at this red line here. This is the point of control for Spotify over this time range. This range is from just about the beginning of the year, Jan 7 to today. And we can see that we're right back down to where this is serving as support. So the middle point of this sideways consolidation period is now our support level. So with Spotify, this is a full-on reversal, my friend. Spotify has reversed. It's in a downward trend right now. If the whole market looked like this, we would say this is a correction. So the trend is no longer bullish on Spotify. Why? Because it broke down past support and is back down to these prior levels. So what you can do is watch it. What I would have done here if this was 3 days ago, when I saw it pass down, I wasn't watching Spotify. I wasn't watching any tech lately, but I don't normally take short positions. But the play here is, man, buy some puts. easy peasy, or get something more complex that's a short position that allows you to take a short position on this, because once it broke the support along with tech driving everything down, short. But it is back in the point of control. So I would look for some sideways consolidation, and the pre-market price is right about where my mouse is. Are we still pre-market? Yeah, we still got 5 minutes. So it's looking like it's going to hold in this range, right? So just be mindful of these two levels. These are very important for Spotify, 262, 299. So we want to see a bounce off of the sort of 260 area. And if we cross back above like the 299 or 300, you might be getting back into bullish territory, but Spotify is going to move in sympathy with all the other tech stocks. Hunter is down bad. That's a completely subjective question. Completely subjective. If you know how to short a stock or buy puts on a stock, all movement of any kind is good, as long as you're able to identify patterns using your technical indicators and have confidence in your actions. We're here for any market, all right? We're not little weaklings. We're going to survive the winter. All right? The bloodline of Get Technical is strong, and we will survive the winter. All right, guys, just a reminder. Hey, Steven, great to have you again. Just a reminder, guys, if you guys know any really imposing ponytails in the financial space, in stocks, in crypto, anyone that's out there swinging a ponytail around like they got something to say, drop their name or tweet it at me, because I'm building a list of whose ass I need to take down. All right. This thing is, I'm working on it, guys. All right. All right. So what is the other one? So we're looking at, so I like the emoji shadows for OKE, Oxy, puking, XOM is diamond. So the oil, I tweeted this morning, I exited just to take profits on all of my Oxy, my XOM positions. I just took profits on them because I want to see a period of consolidation. Eric, you're getting a step ahead of me. Rat tail comes after ponytail. All right. Order of operations, guys. We are about 3 minutes from the open, so I'm going to roll the intro in a second. But so spot is momentum here. Well, with momentum, you want a clearly defined trend, right? So if I go down to a shorter time frame, let's look at hour. I mean, you've got a downward trend, and then what you can look at is actually, let's go. You want to go in deeper? You want to be Davey Day Trader? Want to be Davey Day Trader? Then we're going to get rid of the volume profile and use VWAP and go down to the minute. This is sort of how I look at these. You guys know I don't day trade, but you just want to look at this thing crossing above and below that VWAP. Those are your buy and sell signals. Guys, corrections are good. Corrections are good. Because you know what happens after this correction? Probably a bullish trend, because over the long term, that's what the US does. That's what our stock markets do. And every day, everyone's not going to be talking about, oh, this looks frothy. Oh, we're in a bubble. Oh, GameStop is going to crash the market. That's going to be gone. So we're going to be able to trade with a little less anxiety. So corrections are good, guys. Keep your stops tight. Look for sectors that have strength. And screen for stocks that have momentum relative to their other sectors. And look for patterns. We trade them. Shadow, see you, man. Have a good day at work. Okay, so we looked at Spotify. Like I said, Spotify, my take on Spotify is just we're looking for consolidation. If it crosses above the previous resistance level, then we're back in action. But that's going to look like all tech stocks. So it's not going to be hard to catch that. What are tight stops to you? For long-term holdings, that means I'm holding this thing for over a year. so I don't have to pay this ridiculous taxes on it for short-term gains. That's like 7%. If there's a day where we're crossing 7%, I'm afraid that we're going to get into 10% territory. So I get the alert that my position has been sold on my long-term holdings, and then I'm watching for a bottom after that, which is exactly what I'm doing with my ARK growth. I'm looking for the return of growth. When that happens, I love it. Right now, we're on value. Hey, Dylan. Shout out Rat Pack. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm going to roll the intro. Or AB, can you get it?
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Welcome into the open where we get technical. You should have investments in long-term growth. Ding, ding, ding. The market is open. I'm Neil Hamilton, and this is Get Technical, brought to you by Benzinga. Remember, this is not financial advice, y'all. This is just entertainment and education. If you do what I do, you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes, because I sure do. I'm not a guru. I'm not here to give you the stock picks that are going to make you rich tomorrow. That's not what the heck I do here. I'm learning just like you are, and I'm just trying to protect capital and make money. So guys, just a reminder, this situation is not an accident. All right? I'm doing this for you. And here's what I need in return. Tweet at Neil's Tweets who you find that have the most formidable ponytails in the markets. Crypto, stock, whatever. I don't care what they do. I don't care if they're on CNBC. Bring them. Bring those Nigerian brothers. Bring them at me. I don't care if they have education courses. I don't care if they're just some Twitter handle, whatever, in FinTwit. All of them. Bring them my way, because I'm making a list and I'm checking them off. Because my goal with you guys, with the Rat Pack here, is to have the baddest ponytail in the markets. All right? I'm doing this for you, so I just need it from you guys. Tweet at Neil's Tweets whose ass I need to take down. All right, guys, the market is open. Let's take a look at tech, right? Tech is on everyone's mind because it just broke up with us. We're on a break with tech right now. We're on a break with tech. Thank you, producer AB. We're on a break with tech. You know, we've been talking about it. We don't know if this relationship is going to work long term. Things have been looking kind of rough, blah, 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 blah. We're not sure. We might move back in together. Very neutral candle on the day. Very neutral candle. So what we're looking for, frankly, what I will say is that my target for QQQ is way down here, yellow line, which you guys can't see. So I'll make it thicker. My target for tech, 279. That's right. Big old bear. Big old bear. Why? Because we've got to. Corrections are good. And I think that just like any other trend, we're going to ziggy-zag down there. And all of those zigzags, guys, all those little zigzags, don't let these be traps for you. All right? Don't let these be traps for you. I am not long QQQ and its big holdings, which are the FANG stocks, even though they're showing some strength like today. But guys, that's just headlines. That's just what's happening like in this very short time frame. That's not looking at the big picture, which is reversal, correction. I'm not bullish on these until we pass back above the 50-day moving average. All right. So when we pass above 320, then I'm feeling good. Because I think that we can get a spike up, but then we're just going to be teasing the necklines on our little, on this case, head and shoulders. We've talked about it. That's what this thing is. Shoulder, head, shoulder, reversal pattern, classic. Mountains of madness are now avalanching down. That's just how it is. We live in reality here on Get Technical. We look at what is happening so that we can better predict what may happen and make educated, informed trading decisions. Not falling in love with any particular sector for any other reason than it's making us money. If it's not making us money, bye. No money, no honey, baby. Jason Raznick taught me that line. So I'm just gonna delete these drawings, guys. That's QQQ. I think bear trap today if it goes up. You think it won't go lower than 290? I mean, that's a decent level of support. So let's zoom out. I think there's a good case for that. Very good case. Look at this. Here's 280. The reason I like 280 is because it's been sort of the point of control here. If I open up volume profile, I think it'll match up pretty close. Maybe. I hope it does. Just so I look right. Whoops, wrong one. Nope, it's much lower. So that's not looking good for the 290 case. So we just got to look at a shorter time frame. Point of control is over the shorter time frame, which is like going back to like summer of 2020, is a bit higher. The reason that my bearish target is what it is. And sorry guys for retreading this. If you guys, I know if you guys are in GME, let me get a 1 in chat. Or not in it, but like have been using it to make money. Think Friday lows were the bottom. Yeah. I think that this is a head and shoulders. I think that the neckline is pretty much where we are. So what we're doing is let me draw this bad boy. I think this is the neckline of our head and shoulders pattern, just about. And you can see this wick like pretty much hit it. I can be more exact with this. It's like a little bit lower. And then for resolution of our neckline, we're going to take the peak. Whoops. Take the peak. Good gravy. And add that to our neckline. So we get to that 280 handle, 281. Favorite long-term? Hunter, right now, long-term isn't looking really good. My favorite long-terms are not doing well right now. My favorite long-terms are the ARK ETFs. Let's look at PLTR. So I'm going to do. I was telling guys in the pre-show, telling folks in the pre-show that I didn't have too much prepared in terms of like really, really solid picks. There are a couple I want to look at. 13, whose real name I found out. I suspected something along the lines of Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne, but it's actually something a lot more relatable than that. I'm not sure if he's comfortable with me sharing it, so we'll just go by 13 now. He's a mainstay in Benzinga live stream chat. He gave me a great pick, natural gas, that I want to look at with all of you guys, because it's about trading together. Never trade alone. Trade with the community. Yeah. Hey, 13. Your ears are burning. All right. So Palantir. Meh. Here's what I got to say about Palantir. Meh. This is we went over this one with a couple other stocks that looked really similar to this yesterday. If you tuned in for that fantastic episode of Get Technical. This is our line in the sand. We're holding it. We've got a very teeny tiny, not strong green candle showing that it's sort of bouncing. So we would look for some form of bounce there. But this is a considerable period of downward price movement. So if you want to reverse back up into something good, you need some sort of pattern. Otherwise, you're not really trading technically. You're just relying on outside events, which is less common and less likely, less reliable for you trading. So I would be looking for something like this. And then if you are able to return to this pivot point right here and you get a close above it, that's your rounding bottom and return to glory for PLTR. If you're long a PLTR, then it's probably just on sale for you right now. That's the difference between short-term and long-term. If you're like long-term investment PLTR, you believe in the big data play, you don't think that it's significantly under threat from, cohorts of people that don't like the invasion of privacy and all that kind of stuff. If you just believe that this is the way of the world, which if it, like I'm in the middle on that. At least with my money, you would just sort of look for a rounding bottom to come back up to about $30, and then a close above that. I think you're back in reversal territory. And it is, I mean, it's not oversold or anything yet, so it might have to get there first. Looking for the best entry. So the best entry, if you're long term on this, is it might just be now because it's holding this level. It's obviously significant. We touched it this was a breakout point. This is when we started pivoting into a consolidation. And then each time we touched it, we bounced off. And we're touching it again, and we've got a slightly green candle here. It hasn't totally sold off. What I would look for to just be, if you're looking for more indicators to concur, would just be for it to get a little more oversold, maybe. If the RSI goes down a little bit, because that would be timing it probably before buyers start to come in, right? Is that a triple? Is what we're looking at right now triple bottom? No. Okay, so let's look at some of the picks. Let's go back to VET. Yes, I know. I tweeted that I'm out of oil, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to come back and play it. I just took all my profit. VET is still trading within its range right now. I was hoping that, let me zoom in a lot on this. I was really hoping that VET would stay above this middle line in our channel here to show strength and trend, but it's down a bit. I'm not sure if it's going to get all the way down to our sloping channel here, after which we would look for a return to mean, and then if we're extra bullish, we would look for a return to the top level of the trend. Overall, what we're looking for is a resolution of the double bottom with these gaps to fill on the way up. Oil stock, VET. It's very hard to see the name of the stock when you use all those kinds of shirts. There you go. All right, guys. ET, this one came from 13. This one's from 13. Big ups to 13 for being a long time Benzinga supporter. He's been a zinger for a long time. I know that he's a watcher of Pre-Market Prep, which is our first and longest running program. This thing is like, I feel like it was a gift. I feel like it was a gift from 13 because he knows me. Like, aren't gifts the best when it shows that someone really knows what you like and they put some thought into it? So much better than like a last minute gift where they just grab some stuff. We got a double bottom here, folks, with a gap to fill. We got a little bit of consolidation here, but if you look at it, all of the oil stocks, this is not specifically an oil stock as far as it's oil and gas pipelines. So it is adjacent or sympathetic to the space. Perhaps a thing behind the thing, as Uncle Raz would say. But I also don't know much about the company, so I could be completely murdering that. I'm really just looking at the charts. Why do I like this? Why did 13 think that I would like this stock? Very simple reason. He just knows that I like to see stocks that have been getting beat up for a long time and that are starting to form bottom reversal patterns. And that's what we have here. I've drawn my rectangle tool, as you guys know, to cover the meat of the double bottom, not this little like sort of ocean spray that goes above the top. And you can see that the meat, which is the peak of this candle here, lines up with the sort of consolidation that we're having over here. And we got a gap to fill. We've got a gap to fill. A lot of the oil stocks that are doing well right now had a little bit of a consolidation period before they started going upwards. Price target for ET. Sorry about my nose, guys. You guys all know I have terrible allergies. Price target for ET. We'll do this old school. Let's do this the classic get technical way, where I draw a green line up to the resistance level on my pattern, and then I add it. 1298 is what it looks like. So here's our target. We'll hit resistance along the way because of these previous levels all along the way. But you look for something symmetrical. You look for something like this. Something like that, right? All right, that's ET. Thanks for the pick. Let's check in on a high tight flag. How about that? Those are two double bottoms. I want to check in on NMM. You guys have heard me talk about it for a long time. Paintbrush tool, classic again. Go away. High tight flag, guys. Preceded by a trend, as all continuation patterns must be. First, you must have an upward trend. In the case of a high tight flag, that trend is at least a 100% movement, which we have here with NMM. 100% movement up, followed by a tight consolidation, no more than 25% drooping from the high point of your trend, which this is. I'll use my ruler tool to prove it. This droops down 15%. It's well within the range of a high tight flag. High tight flags are amazing because the pull is usually added to the breakout. So that usually means something like a 100% breakout. We love high tight flags. Great thing about them, sort of the psychology behind them, is that a ton of buyers came in, big money, smart money came in, bought the stock, and then did not immediately sell off. There's something about this stock. It still has room to make smart money more money. So we're watching it. All right. We had a little bit of a fake out here. We had a bull trap. And typically with those fake outs, when you get a breakout that is rejected, typically you shoot right back down past your prior support. We did not. We stayed within our flag, telling me that the smart money wants it to stay right where it is. And we're watching for earnings, which the date I feel like keeps moving on me. Full disclosure, I own NMM, common stock, and I also own calls on it in the money calls. All right. So since Denise is using all caps for me to look at AMC, I'll look at it. That's the best way to get stuff done. Just use all caps. I mean, it's a cup and handle. We're mid-range on RSI. Fast MACD line is above the slow line. Let's zoom in a little bit on the 1 hour. Yeah, we're really testing this this level, and we've got a gap to close. The lines, these like little stripy lines, show up on the chart when I go to the 4 hour, guys. I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. That's our line in the sand that we want to break out from. I would say, realistically, I'm not going to use this prior stuff. This might resolve. This might resolve, guys, but that will take a longer term. So there's two things happening here on AMC. Number one is you've got what is clearly a rounding bottom following a downward trend. Number two is we got into a nice upswing followed by a little bit of a sideways consolidation into a cup and handle. Drawing the cup and handle now, which I think is going to be the thing that resolves first. It's the most immediate thing that we need to work out. Got something like that. And you're looking for this breakout like that. So you got two things happening. One is you would want to break out above this sloping resistance on your handle pattern, which we've done. The next challenge for AMC is going to be getting above this level that it keeps testing. This has been difficult. So if we can get out above $9.80, I think you might have a breakout and probably hit resistance around $11.20. Yeah, if you're advertising stuff, that's auto ban. Get on out. Just being real with you. All right, guys, what else you want? What do you want? And make sure if you know anyone in the financial space that's got a ponytail that you think they're just too cocky about. I feel like there's too many MFers in the markets walking around with ponytails, swinging them when they walk down the hallway. Hey, what's up? Support resistance. Too cocky. All right. And that's what we're here to change. This is a new game, baby. We're rolling the nickels. Get technical live. Benzinga live stream. We roll the nickels now. All right. Tweet at Deals Tweets who you think has the most one of those ponytails. Let me know. I'm making a list. All right. So you guys threw it. Hunter with the tickers. Dang. All right. So that was AMC. I got another high type flag to look at, which I think is this one. Yeah. NMCI has potential. So I would say keep your eyeballs on it. That's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, look at this. Look, guys. Ton of price movement. Didn't really sell off. It's within that 25% droop range. High type flag. So if we break out above this sort of 740 level, again, so we had a little bull trap right here. If we break out above the 740, this is shipping, guys. This is a shipping stock. If we break out above this level, set your stop loss. This is not financial advice, by the way. I would set my stop loss for about 7%, just so I don't get trapped again, and try to ride that wave. Apple. All right, we'll look at Apple. I think it's a great one to look at. You can see I've already done some drawings on this, right? So we're looking at the dailies on Apple. I'm bearish on this stock. Bouncing off the 200-day. Let us take a look. Todd. Mr. Todd. Let us take a look. The 200-day is this red line. I wouldn't say quite bouncing. Right? It just didn't crumble, collapse down past it. Here's what I got to say. It's going to kind of, for the sake of technicals, the engulfing bullish pattern is real on almost every time frame for tech. Engulfing bullish reversal. Are you just talking about the candle? An engulfing bullish candle? And James, you know I'm swing trading because I work full time. I think that like most of the folks that are watching this are probably working full time. Actually, I don't know. Let me know, guys. Give me a 1 in chat if you have a full time job that is not trading. Give me a 2 if you're a full time trader. Okay, I'm doing Apple and then I'll do GEVO before we bring on our fantastic guest, Silvia Bellrock, who she's got like 6,000 followers on Twitter. I feel like she should have 600,000 because she's such a good educator and she can just so quickly identify when I'm doing something dumb and just quickly give me the remedy. So we've got one full time. We got some full time traders. Dang, Lele full time. 3 Corey, you're doing both. Okay, congrats on this. Big ups to the people that are retired that are trading. Dream, that is my dream. I hope to retire within the year. Be able to do that. Hey, little Bill, I see you. All right, so we got a mix. Franz AMD was a good call. That's an old call. You're an old head. That's from like the very beginning of the show. Probably not saying the same thing about Nvidia right now. Silvia Bellrock, drop that if you don't mind, producer AB, drop that Twitter handle so folks can check Silvia's Twitter out. She's great. She's an educator. She knows what the heck she's doing. All right, Apple guys, this is the same story as QQQ. I see bull trap. I don't see a strong enough candle here. All right. We're in bearish territory on the MACD. The fast line is pretty well below the slow line. and they're both in bear territory. We are in a downward trend. This green line is the simplest and most ancient form of technical analysis. What I've done with this green line is just drawn what I think the average price will do over the next few days to get an idea of when I think it will hit my price target. That's it. And I do believe that that price target is about 108 for Apple. That's what I see. That's barring extreme outside external influential factors. The fast line on my MACD is the blue line right here, is below the slow line. It crossed back before we formed our little shoulder on our head and shoulders reversal pattern on Jan 29, right after earnings. Not looking good. So do I think that will be the bottom? Well, it's been support. It's interesting how that works, right? So very well could be support. I think with most of tech, we're going to go back to where we were in like November-ish. So we're going to lose like, what is that? Like 6 months, 5 months of growth. And then I would hope, but you never know. Like there's no way to tell what will happen, but we'll lose that growth and then perhaps we'll start another upward trend to start to earn it back. All right. GEVO is the other one you want me to look at. Let us do this. The more I see, the more I like it. Why didn't you tell me about the stock earlier, my friend? It just, what is this? What is this stock? Oh my God. What has the market done to GEVO? What is GEVO? Someone tell me in chat what the heck this is. Damn. What? Is this right? Is this accurate? Oh my God. This is the rattiest stock I've ever seen. Is Solo trending right now? We can look at Solo too. But guys, usually when stuff is trending, it's already too late. You guys know that, right? That's why I call those FOMO stocks. That's why you got to do your own research and get ahead of that FOMO so that when you post about it on Twitter, all those other fools start posting about it a week after you. That's how you know you did something right. Okay. Dude, this is the rattiest stock I've ever seen. Why do I say that? Because we are dumpster diving. I just got hit in the face with a bologna sandwich. Someone's got some Chinese food. There might be something good in here. So just pull out a couple sweet and sour. Let's get rid of the rest of that. This is a dumpster dive. So here's what I would ask you is, did you get in? Because this is a clear pivot for this double bottom right here. See where it spiked up? We call this a little pivot. This stock is a volatile puppy. At these levels, at this price level, I mean, it's a penny stock. You can see some really weird behavior that doesn't exactly conform to really cute little patterns that you see with larger stocks because they're much more susceptible to market manipulation. However, this is pretty clearly a pivot point on this thing, and it is a long period of consolidation going back to 2018. Let's go ahead and just use that pivot point that I just called out right here. And then lining it up right about where this little cute little gap was. Yeah, if you got in on this, good for you. Good for you. You called out a great one. It looks like it's holding support right about where that gap level was. So let's go ahead and draw a long-term line and see if that's meaningful. I got a feeling it's not because the stock was like $3,000 in the past. So why are you excited about this one right now? It looks like the party has kind of ended. Looks like it's kind of ended. We've already resolved this pattern. We bounce back down. So what you can do if you want to watch this over a longer period of time is look for this to be your double bottom. I mean, this just might be one of those ones that you very coyly like when you're at Elias Brothers, what do they call it, Big Boy. You're sitting at a Big Boy, and the whole Sunday crowd's there doing their little crossword puzzles and stuff like that. You lean over the little thing. Y'all know about GEVO? This is one of those stocks. So yeah, you would maybe look for it to come back up to one of these levels. Although it looks like it's holding this, I don't know. There's this to me is not very tradable. If you have a different perspective, let me know. EYS, yeah, there's like eyes and ears are hot right now. Or the here, which is I think Turtle Beach. I mean, my friend, this is just penny stock chaos. All right. I don't know if I don't know what's to be done here other than to be in the chat room where everyone was getting ready to pump this. So yeah. Guys, it is 10 a.m. That's how we say 10 a.m. these days. I want to thank you all for listening to my nonsense for the past half hour, 45 minutes if you were here for the pre-show. It is my great pleasure. She just popped out, but we do have Silvia Bellrock here today. And she's a wonderful technical analyst, and even an equally good, I shall say, educator. And she's great at, she's checking her mic right now, guys. And she's great at listening to what my dumbass has been doing and then giving some experience-based tips. We call them tips. And while we're waiting, just know that this whole ponytail war is going on. So you know what you got to do. Tweet at me at Neil's tweets who you think's got the who you thinks they got the best ponytail. All right, in the market space. I want to know. All right, I want pictures too. I want evidence so I can find them. All right, guys, let's bring on our guest, producer AB. Hey, Silvia.
Hey, Neil. Thank you so much for inviting me again. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great to have you again. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday?
Very good, very good. Market is starting to bounce, especially NASDAQ, so I feel a little bit better for now.
Yeah. So what do you think about NASDAQ? Could I maybe pull up a chart, or maybe you could,
Sure.
and give your perspective on it? I'm quite bearish for the intermediate term.
Well, it is. I have mixed feelings, but
Okay.
let me show you the chart, and then we can see the important levels. I'm gonna share the screen real quick here. Okay. I think you should be able to see the screen, right?
Yes. Now we can see it. Guys, let us know in chat if the screen is big enough or if you need us to blow it up.
Exactly. So we see here actually very good. This is the NASDAQ NQ futures, and we see, of course, this had the biggest sell-off here. It doesn't look good, to be honest with you. So the first thing what I thought is we're going to hold this level, which is 12,776. You see that here. So let me open up my pen. And I thought this is going to hold here. It looked like a reversal, but it went back and forth, and it made here this short-term resistance, as you can see here, below those moving averages, and dropped below, broke this support, and now it's trying to hold this very, very important level, in my opinion. And if we look back, we see here this current level. So this is the resistance before, back then here. This was in October last year. Then we came here, we tried one more time, we rejected one more time. So this is a big resistance level, you know. And after that, we finally made it to break out. And now after this breakout, of course, this resistance acts now as a support. And we pulled back in the support area, very nice reversal candle. And after that, everything looked perfect, you know. So that's why this is for me important support level, tested a couple of times. And I think if we manage to hold this level, we are going to see a bounce at least here into that a small resistance area, short-term resistance. Of course, we don't know that yet. All we have here is the technical analysis and our risk management. That's why I do think we might bounce. Looks for now like that. But I do have in mind, of course, the yields. I do have in mind also that a lot of the investors are switching to value stock from growth stocks, and this might cause a little bit of problems here, or a little bit of problems for those growth stocks. So that's why I have mixed feeling. If we hold this, we might see shorter term bounce, but if we break here below, this might get ugly, because then we'll have here one support level, and if we go lower, this would be not very nice. On the other hand, we have, this is already like 11% 11% pullback. We don't see that often, so I don't think we're going to go straight down 20 or 30%. So I don't expect that personally.
So okay, so can I just ask you what the price levels are, because they're kind of small?
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at futures right now, aren't you?
This is the future, exactly. So I can switch, of course, to the Qs. This is a very similar situation with the Qs as well. Let's check it out. This is similar thing.
Because I think Silvia, if we can, sort of like, what is your bear breakthrough level, or I'm sorry, your bull breakthrough level where you become bullish once again, confidently, and then what is your bear level where you become confident it's going down a bit?
Yeah, so we're in this area, actually. You can see that pretty nice here. This is this recent consolidation area, and the bullish level is right here. This is on the Qs 311.37. This would mean if we break above, this might get, again, we might get some more push, and some more buyers might step in here. If we go here below 299, this might get ugly, and we might start getting lower. So those are the two levels which I'm looking at, so this one and this other one, and those other ones are just, I'm gonna remove them. We don't need them. I just have them here, shorter term levels, so to say. So that's my opinion on that. What do you think personally?
I'm looking for a resolution of the pattern. So I see a neckline at so you have a middle price level, which I can't really see, but it's the middle blue dotted line.
The 337, you mean this one here?
Yep. I'm looking for us to get down to about, here, let me just open up my QQQ. We were just talking about this at the top of the show. I think I'm pessimistic by nature, but that helps me protect capital. So I'm looking around, like, for QQQ. Let me just redo this to make sure I'm not saying something dumb in front of Silvia Bellrock.
But you know what? I somehow have some mixed feelings, because I'm really in love with the Qs. I've traded it so much in the past. It brought me so many nice profits. So I just cannot accept if it starts to go down all of a sudden,
Well, we can talk about that. I mean, I think it's time for acceptance. I think it might be time to have a conversation of how we have that. That's a breakthrough that we need to have. So my target here is about 281, 280.
281 is. Are you short?
I don't have a short position right now. I just moved into financials and oil.
I see. Yeah, this is a good level, by the way. I agree with you. So if we break, this is my opinion, if we break 299, this current line here, and like I mentioned, this is very important level. This was previous resistance here, tested 3 times, became support, and now we tested those previous days already 3 times. So if we break through this level, the next one is 280. So you're right about this.
That means the world to me, Silvia. So what I would say is, if you were more confident, if your feelings weren't as mixed as they were, I would feel better about paying the premium for puts right now. But it's just, it's so expensive, and then we've got folks like you that are so experienced that are kind of saying, well, we could hit support and bounce, and I don't want to get I don't want to lose too much money. I'm more interested in stuff right now that I'm more confident in.
I do agree with that. So I think this is a big move. You know, we made already like 11% pullback on Nasdaq. If you start shorting after it pulled back 11%, the probability that this thing is going to bounce is increasing for right now. And of course, if it gets somewhere here around 324, which is previous resistance, or even if it tests 338 and we see some kind of a weakness, reversal candle, this might be a better opportunity for a put. But for me right now, it went down. It could continue, but the probability that it is going to bounce, at least short term, is increasing,
Yeah, someone in chat mentioned that and this is something that can be done, and I'm sure, Silvia, you're able to speak with experience to this.
Sure.
Is some folks are buying calls at these key support levels, and they're probably buying weeklies, expiring this Friday, the next day, just sell it, kind of thing. That can be done.
Yes, this is a dangerous game, to be honest with you. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we've got a lot of cowboys here. But how would you approach it? So if you see something that's taken this, it's a trend, it's zigzagging downward.
Yeah.
What are some ways to make money with this?
On the downside, or do you mean on the upside?
Well, both as they go down. So the example I gave is you might find a support level, you might accept. So if it's in a channel trading downward, you might expect some sort of reversion to mean or something like that. Yeah. Maybe you buy a call, maybe you do a spread, something like that. Do you have any approaches that you might take to trading this right now?
So personally, I still have some calls on this, but they are expiration in June, so I have a lot of time on those. And if something goes wrong, I can still manage them if start to sell some calls, out of the money calls, or stuff like that, or buy puts if I see that this is needed. So there I have plenty of room, and that's what I wanted to mention, that if you buy those weeklies, you just don't leave yourself enough room, because you just have your theta is going to decrease very fast in these weeklies, and they're worth nothing. And unfortunately, if you buy those out of the money calls or puts, they're just they're not working on the long run. You might have a couple of trades here and there which might work, but on the long run, it is just hard to make money with those. So personally, how I use it is, if I see it goes down into some support level, like right now here, I would buy some calls, but those will be some in the money or at the money calls with enough expiration, let's say 3 months, even more expiration, and would leave them some room to develop until then, and then you have, first of all, they're in the money or at the money, they have some intrinsic value if they're in the money already, and you leave yourself some time to work.
So outside of maybe outside of tech in general, are there any names that you're watching right now?
Yeah, I have a lot of names. I always have names.
Yeah, I forgot about your watch list.
all those.
It's a skyscraper. So you got a lot. What is do you have anything that's interesting in the short term?
Short term. Well, let me mention this. I like this ENPH, and there are two reasons for that. First of all, this is energy stock from the energy sector. I don't know why it went down, but I like it because it is a different sector, first of all, and energy, as we know, was going up, especially now through this tech selling. And now it came down here into this support area. We have here very nice 200 moving average here below, as we can see, and very nice support, which again, it broke out here, which made it to act as a support, tested here. So I like really levels which are being tested a couple of times, and we have this here. Now it's going down here, and it looks like we're going to see some green candle here by the end of the day. So this might be a nice setup. Of course, target for me will be 229. they have some, as you know, I combine technical and fundamental analysis. So I like that they have some growth potential. They had increasing earnings per share, increasing sales over the past quarters, months. And so I look at those things. I don't want to look only at the chart, because this gives me just more conviction and makes me feel better. If I enter some bigger position, for example, I would know, okay, this thing looks good. I can enter my position without worrying too much,
So ENPH, guys.
ENPH,
I'm just gonna hold as perfectly still as possible, so I can absorb information without distraction. Am I frozen right now for you, Silvia?
Yeah, I see you. You don't move, actually.
Yep. That's yeah. I'm just trying a new thing where I hold really still while we look at stocks. So we're not having any difficulties whatsoever. Okay, so ENPH, that one's been actually very popular in here. So people have been kind of shouting at me to get into ENPH, but I'm really I'm slow. I'm slow to the get up apparently. Any other ones that you're interested in at the moment?
You don't like ENPH, or what? Why?
No, I do like it, but I think there was a peer that I was looking at that I was more interested in because I had just done more work on it. So I had an emotional connection to it, which is bad.
This is like me with the Qs,
Exactly. We will. It's time for us to move on. I think. So that's ENPH. Are there any others in your list?
Yeah, there are a lot. A lot of, unfortunately, are from the tech sector. I somehow feel like we see on a lot of those big percentage of pullback. We see something like 20-30%. We saw on Apple 20%. I mean, this is huge. I'm watching Apple as well. I have a position, but this is a long-term position, so I might add to Apple. And a lot of those just pull back 20-30%. So I personally would definitely like to see here and check some of those out. ENTG I like because similar situation, like I mentioned. We have here very nice breakout from this resistance area. And after that, it was tested. It became support, tested once, twice, 3 times. Now we're testing it 4 times. So this is a big support level for me. And it looks like a bullish engulfing candle today. So if this closes like that with a strong candle, I will definitely watch this one too. And the thing here is, I like also on this one the growth potential. They still have some growth, increasing earnings per share, all this stuff. What I'm looking at, more funds buying this. So personally, this is something what I would continue to watch.
So Silvia, this is a pretty. I'm getting a little bit of an echo, but this is a pretty fundamental thing that I think would be helpful for some people here. Can you zoom in on the engulfing candle and just explain what an engulfing candle is?
Sure. Engulfing candle, guys, is for example, if you let's take a look at this previous candle. If the next candle, in this case, this is a bullish engulfing candle. If the next candle is bigger and the body is bigger and closes above the previous candle, and it is, like I mentioned, bigger than the previous, this means that bulls are stepping in, and some people call it just bullish engulfing. If it's bearish engulfing, it will be the opposite. We might see here the next day, for example, if we have a green candle, it might be a big red candle which just absorbs this green candle. So that would be the bearish if we see here a big red candle.
So I think in a very short time frame, this can be looked at as a potential reversal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So would you be willing, Silvia? We've got about 2 or 3 minutes left. Would you be willing to take a couple tickers from chat?
Of course, yeah. That's cool. Actually, I like doing that because I got for myself also some ideas.
Yep, that's what I say too. I love when they give me trade ideas. So we've been getting shouted at just a little bit, not a lot, not too much. One we're interested in right now. Can you look at Ford F?
Ford F?
No, just F, Ford Motor Company.
Oh, Ford, yes, of course, yeah. Wow, this is actually a strong, look at it. I haven't checked this for a while. So this is a very strong looking momentum here. Here is my what I think about this. Nice consolidation here. And of course, we want to see, personally, I'm trading stocks which are going up. So if we have a nice uptrend, I want to see a nice uptrend and pulling back into some moving averages or support areas. So we see here very nice strong up move. And why is it strong? Because we have very nice big green candles, a lot of momentum here, gap up here. So you see definitely on this swing and move that the bulls are in control. And then we have very small, tiny consolidation. The candles on the downside are small. This means this is a typical momentum with on to the bull side. And now we have here some kind of a consolidation. So it looks like we broke out, or we're trying to break out. Personally, I would like to see this thing a little bit more pulling back, as you know, because I don't like trading breakouts. So if this thing pulls back here, this is the previous support, 10.35, or even doable here, 11, around 11. So 11 or 10.35, that might be good areas to here to start a position. This would be the 50 EMA also. And then you can start half, for example. That's how I would approach that. And maybe add here another 10 at 10.35, another if it pulls back more, and stop can be placed, mental stop below here.
Oh yeah, the mental stops. That was one of my favorite lessons, is the mental stops.
Well,
okay.
you know, it has a downside too, by the way. Sometimes if you hold that and you don't see it dropping like crazy, this might get ugly too, you know. So.
Oh, I know. I've been experimenting with mental stops, and I know. So I paid for my lessons. So can we look at just one more?
Sure, we can look as much as long as we have time.
Yeah, there's some other shows that come after this that we have to go into. So SFIX.
SFIX, yes, I know this one. Yeah, this has been also very bullish, of course. Oh, this was the earnings. I haven't checked the earnings. Do you know what were the earnings bad, or it is just a reaction of something? Do you know that?
I don't know. This one's coming from Daniel. Daniel, if you know about the earnings, let us know. There's like a 15-second delay on chat's responses, so it'll take us a second.
Okay.
But I mean,
definitely a very nice looking chart with strong momentum as well. We see that here, those green candles. Same thing what I mentioned. Nice green candles to the upside, small corrections. Here, gap up through those previous earnings. Nice move to the upside. Again, tiny correction. As we can see, smaller candles, smaller red candles. And here is a nice support area, which was at 55.20. Another breakout. And I thought this would be here a support, but it looks like something happened with those earnings. So before I enter, would like to know what happened with those earnings. Sometimes the earnings were good, but then you still have some kind of you still have some reaction to the downside, gap down, people start selling the stock or stuff like this. So I would like to know if this is just a bad reaction or bad earnings.
They
if
missed.
It is bad, what?
They missed on revenue.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. I would then probably stay away and wait it a little bit to see what happens. If it was good earnings, that would be a nice entry here, the 200 EMA. But if they missed earnings, this might continue lower, and it already made a huge move. It went from 20 to 100. What is this, from 20? Man, this went from 28 to 130. That's a huge move.
It's a good stock. I mean, it was. We get great picks from chat. We get great picks. You got to come around here more often, Silvia.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be cool.
All right. That's about all we have time for today, Sylvia.
Very good.
Thank you so much for coming on during these interesting times. It's good to get your viewpoint on what's going on with tech stocks and all of that.
Absolutely. Thank you, too, Neil. It was a pleasure to talk to you, of course, today. And guys, thank you also for your ideas and tuning in. You are doing a great job here. So keep that. And yeah, we might see each other soon again.
I hope so. Thank you so much, Silvia. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys. Silvia Bellrock, producer AB, can you please drop every single link to Silvia Bellrock right now? Silvia does offer education. Just check it out. Check her out on Twitter. Make sure you follow at the very least. But there are lots of ways that you can learn from Silvia, and I highly recommend it. She's just great. And yeah, let me get a 1 if you want Silvia on the show again. I'm going to put a 1 in chat because I do. 1 from Benzinga. All right, we're about 5 minutes away from bye-bye time. Any tickers you want to look at? Or do you want to look at crypto? I feel like we didn't get to that. Let's do crypto. All right, you guys should see my screen. Let me get the old crypto open. Let's start off with the old Bitcoin. I've been going crazy on drawing on Bitcoin, guys. What do you guys think? Obviously, I'm still bullish. I think that we're returning to this level right here along our channel that we've been trading in. But you guys are probably wondering about entry points. The entry point would have been right about today. I'm going to buy me some Bitcoin today. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling crypto-y. I'm going to buy me some Bitcoin. I think this channel is going to continue. We had our little sideways consolidation phase. We're obviously in an upper momentum phase. Let's take a look at some other indicators. RSI is in a healthy range. We are not overbought. Still room to go there. And take a look-see right here, ladies and gents. We've got our fast MACD line just about to cross that slow line. All systems go. Let's do a little multi-time frame analysis to confirm what we're seeing on the daily. Now we're looking at the hour. Zooming in, looking strong. Looking strong, guys. We've got, let me do a little trendy here. We've got a nice, healthy little upward slope here. Actually, let me draw this on the right side of our RSI. We are continuing up. The buyers are coming in, folks. The buyers are coming in. Bitcoin looks like a buy to me today. I'm going to grab some. I wish I could trade options on Bitcoin. If you guys know a brokerage will let me trade options on Bitcoin, tell me about it. I want to use it. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Everyone's favorite. NFTs, I feel like, should be such a good catalyst for Ethereum. You know what I mean? If you guys don't know about NFTs, just Google it. NFT, non-fungible token. If you don't know what it is, it might take you a minute. At any rate, let's look at our little channel that we had here with Ethereum. We got outside of it for a period. We returned. We dipped low out of it. Now we're trading back within this channel. Let's go ahead and look at the bigger picture because I'm still on the hourly, guys. Let's look at the daily. God, what a beautiful chart. What a beautiful, momentumful asset Ethereum is. We've got a buy signal here. Let me just turn on my little extra thing here. Get that out of here. We got our fast moving line. Our MACD is giving us a buy signal on Ethereum as of March 7th, 2 days ago. So what I'm looking for here, maybe something like this. Maybe something like this, followed by a little, let me get my paintbrush tool. I'm going to draw some happy trees for you. A little bit of this action, maybe. Maybe. It might do that. If it does, we got a little cup and handle. That's what it's looking like. Usually when you get a little upward trend with a scoop, that's the dealio right there. At any rate, we're just looking for a break through that resistance. Either way, over the long term, let me use my Bollinger Bands on the daily. Get rid of this thing. It's 20. It's 10. It's 10:29. I got to stop. I'm bullish Ethereum, bullish Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin today. Guys, QQQ puts not a. You wouldn't be crazy. Let me say that. let me do a thing. I like this little music. Hopefully you can hear this. Puts me in a great mood. This has been Get Technical. I'm Neil Hamilton, your host, producer. Aaron Bree has been behind the scenes making
shout out Rat Pack.
Thank you. Shout out Rat Pack. Thank you guys all for tuning in. It's so great to have you every morning and trade together and talk about the markets together.
I gotta end it, or else Spencer's gonna be really, really mad at me.
Okay, then end it. But we have a minute. What do I gotta say in a minute? I just want to thank my mom. I want to thank my mom.
I want to thank Neil's mom too.
Not cool, bro. Not cool, bro. Aaron. Okay. I removed Aaron from the stream. Shout out to 13 for the stock pick. That was EV. Shout out for everyone giving us the picks. And Silvia Bellrock, check her out on Twitter. It is 10:30. Next up is the Benzinga Pro Showcase. You all have a great Tuesday. We are gonna get through the chaos because we know what the heck we're doing. Trade together, stay strong. Rat Pack moves as one. Have a great Tuesday, guys.